She was 78. She had arthritis and she was the first person to be on bus. When she told me that she hadn't traveled in almost about 20 years, I suddenly understood what was at stake. Women just don't book vacation. We look for safety and logistics. The photo that I've shared with you is basically of the year when I was working as a trip lead for Trip Nari, an all women travel community. Well, I was there for selfish reasons. All my friends had left the city and I wanted to travel, and my mother wanted that I travel only with females for safety. Well, the moment I came to know Trip Nari was hiring a trip lead, I registered. And a week later, I found myself coordinating 6 a.m. buses, checking the fuel levels, calling the local guides, and managing about 20 strangers on tight schedule in a bus. Well, the first thing that I realized was most of the women that had joined, or maybe that were traveling with us, had never done that without someone being responsible for them. Mothers came with their kids, we had senior citizens as well, and we had single divorced women used to come alone, and college students. They were coming because their parents had approved of the all women idea. That is the moment I realized that leadership is not about authority but about stewardship. Well, every second day of the trip, I used to see that these strangers were becoming groups. They were sharing sunscreens, playlists, relationship advices, and grief as well. Every third week, I used to see they were exchanging job referrals and concert tickets on WhatsApp. I was thinking I was leading trip, but instead I was creating micro communities. The best part of it. Well, do you see the woman on the top right of the collage that I've shared with you? She was 78 years old and she was more enthusiastic than the 19-year-old ones. Till date, today also, if I feel homesick, I visit her and she treats me with some good homemade food. That is, I guess, the best memory of mine and the best friend that I made during this journey. Well, Trip Nari also taught me how to see leadership with different lens. I used to always think that community will be built on its own, but no. It is engineered through love, care, and attention. Without Trip Nari, I would have been, waiting for my friends or circumstances to make my life feel full. But with Trip Nari, I understood that new cities also can be home. Because home isn't a location. It is a community that you build people by people. I have stopped measuring the outcomes of leadership, by just the outcomes. I have started understanding that we also have to consider whether the people involved, are they feeling that they belong to the same community that we all have built together? That is the most important part. The photo that I've shared is not just a travel photo. It is something that what happens when you give an opportunity to the strangers and the permission to the strangers to build a community. And I want to do the same at RISE.